Hello, my name is Sebastian Restrepo, and I have one question for you guys today. Who is Salvador Dali, and what were his 8 crazy art forms that he created throughout his lifetime? Well, as you can see today, I'm gonna explain those 8 art forms that he done throughout his life. The first one that comes through play is animation. He worked with Walt Disney, yes, Walt Disney, in the 1940s to create this short film. The sad thing is that this animation was never able to be completed in the 1940s because in the 1940s Walt was having financial issues because of World War II. The only reason that this animation came to be is that in 1999, when Fantasia was being made, they went to the secret archives and they found some of Salvador Dali's artwork for this animation, and they found him and they decided to finish it, and he did. They finished it in 2001, and it's a 6 minute video. It's very cool. You guys should check it out in your extra time. The video is called Destino. Salvador Dali was also famous for helping out in movies. This movie he created was in 1930 with the help of one of his friends. I believe he was studying to become a director. This movie doesn't have any like deep meaning, but it's up to debate because people say it has deep meaning. But for me, it's just random things, random scenes, and one of the most famous scenes in this movie is that man is carrying 2 pianos, and on top of those 2 pianos, there's a dead horse. You probably can't see it clearly because this movie it's pretty old. It was created in 1930s or 1940s. As you can see, this is a horse right here, and this is a piano. And on top of that, this man was also carrying these 2 pianos and these 2 dead horses, but also these other 2 people dressed as pilgrims. It's super bizarre. He also worked in commercials. He made commercials, and if we have some time, I might show you those commercials. This commercial consisted. He did 3 commercials. One for a chocolate bar, one for wine, and for Aqua Seltzer, which is really famous. Furniture. He was also very famous for his furniture. He Saudali is extremely perverted. He said that his this furniture is not complete until someone sits on it, and you guys can figure why. This is one of my favorite art pieces that he has ever done. This is made out of diamonds, rubies, and gold. The cool thing about this piece of jewelry is that this is a heart, and the heart pulsates. So it's really cool. I didn't even know that was even possible. Well, of course, Salvador Dali was very famous for his paintings, but he made so many paintings throughout his lifetime that I can't go through all of them. One of his famous one is The Persistence of Memory, which is this one. The Persistence of Memory, it's very famous for its melting clocks, and he got the idea from those melting clocks was for a wheeled cheese that was melting next to his in his studio, and he got the ideas for the melting clocks. And you can see if it's so famous that it created many parodies, as you can see here. He also created sculptures, and this is one of his famous sculptures. It's the lobster telephone. It really doesn't have any real reason to it. It's just weird. He's just normally like that. He's weird. He he wears a piece of bread as a hat. He's extremely bizarre, which I love. He he loved eggs for some reason. Mostly I think because of rebirth, and it for him is the Christian religion sees it as rebirth, and he liked that, like reincarnation. He was really into that. He was also an author. He wrote his own autobiography. People say he made himself look like almost like a god. He was very full of himself. That's what many people say. But that's why I like him so much. He had that confidence that many people don't. He also was into architecture. He designed this museum. This is his museum in Spain. He was born in Catalonia, Spain. and he this is literally his last piece of art. And like I mentioned before, he was obsessed with eggs, and he put them on top of there too. But sadly, this, like I said, was his last piece of art, and he is buried there in the middle. And that's pretty much it. He died from a heart attack in 1989, and that was the last piece of his piece of work. And that concludes my project. Thank you.